Well, all right, y'all. So, welcome back to Love 24 Hours here, where review content that could either brighten or enlighten your day. So, yeah, guys, I don't really have anything for you guys today. I ain't gonna lie, I'm so beat. Like, I'm so tired. I have been. I'm tired. Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna go into the long explanation. I don't even have the energy for it. But I will talk to you guys on the next one, okay? I think. I think so. It depends. Your girl been getting it in. But yeah, but without further ado, let's just go ahead and just jump straight into the video.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid.
And this is what the book said. History repeats itself in 80-year blocks called saculum, but we'll just call them history blocks. Not exactly 80 years. This is history, not math, but roughly the span of a human lifetime, maybe 80 to 90 years. Within these 80-year history blocks, we have 4 turnings of around 20 years each. We usually call them generations. This book calls them turnings. Turnings are sort of like seasons, like spring, summer, fall, winter. Throughout our history, we've had these 80-year blocks, and the 80-year blocks have been remarkably similar to each other. We're in one now. The first turning, the first season, is a high, an upbeat era. The second turning is an awakening, a passionate era. The third turning is an unraveling, a downcast era. And the fourth turning, well, sorry, but fourth turnings suck.
Which one do you think?
The fourth turning is a crisis, an era of upheaval. We're in a fourth turning right now. Let's take a look at our seculum, our history block. The history block that we're in the crisis of right now. Our high began after our World War II victory. By our, we mean America's. These are America's history blocks and turnings. During a high, the getting is good. We had the most even distribution of wealth during our high. You could work at a gas station and afford to buy a house. This high is the period that the MAGA hats refer.
You used to be able to buy a house for $7,500. You could work a factory job and buy a house, sustain your family. Your wife would stay at home, raise your children. In a scenario where, you know what the government did? They're like, maybe we make things a little bit more expensive so that the wife can stay also at a job. And guess what? Guess who's going to raise the children? The system. Because if you control the future, you control the nation.
So this one was one
we got Hank Williams and Elvis and Little Richard and the birth of rock and roll. We launched monkeys and men into space. This is when the Mustangs and Corvettes first came out. Our high ended with the assassination of John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963. The high is not a high for everyone, of course. America still had a segregated South. Homosexuality was illegal and considered a mental disorder.
Yeah, I would say it was just a high. I think America was only great if you were a white guy. Like, it was not, I could not have all the benefits of...
Sure, absolutely. But here's the thing. We need to take the principle, because it's not just at a U.S. level, it's at a global scale. Somebody said, how do we know you're telling the truth? You don't. That's why it's up to you to make your own conclusions, do your own research, and figure it out.
So you can believe monkeypox, you can go stay inside and quarantine again, or you can listen up. Like, pick one. Who do you think is right?
The high is a period of conformity. The age of nonconformity and of social justice begins during the awakening, our passionate era. During the awakening, we had Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement, acid, Vietnam protests and Vietnam itself, the women's liberation movement, Stonewall and the gay rights movement, great movies, great music. This is when the first Macintosh computer came out. The awakening is a time of increasing individualism. This second turning, this awakening, ended with the re-election of Ronald Reagan in 1984. Things get messy during the third turning, during the unraveling. We got the fall of Soviet communism and the beginning of the Russian gangster state. The greatest musicians of the time sang about violence and decay in their deteriorating cities. The LA riots, OJ, the bombing of Bosnia, and the Columbine high school shootings on the same day. September 11th, the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Our unraveling ended with the financial crisis of 2008. A fascinating fact about this book is that it was written during the last third turning, published in 1997. But the book predicts now, what's happening now in this fourth turning. And what's happening now is right on schedule. 80 years ago, in the last fourth turning, America had her Great Depression, then World War II. 80 years before that, the Civil War. 80 years before that, the Revolutionary War. Now it's our turn to save the country. So where do you fit into all this? What's your role? It depends when you were born. Each generation, each cohort, tends to embody a specific archetype. An archetype that will move the society towards the next high. Each generation's archetype is the characteristic that will define the generation in its prime, in midlife. The boomer archetype is the prophet. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs are boomers and prophets. Both predicted that one day everyone, not just big corporations and governments, would own a computer. Gates even predicted a crisis like COVID-19 5 years beforehand.
Because he runs the shit.
The writers of this book are boomers and prophets. Gen X is the nomad generation. The quintessential Gen Xer, Elon Musk, builds things that move us from one place to another. Rockets, electric cars, hyperloops, nomadic devices. But the millennials, raised during the unraveling, will emerge as the hero generation during this crisis. These are the Parkland High students, the frontline hospital workers, and Malala Yousafzai. The book says millennials will be the World War II heroes of our history block. We don't know what Gen Z will do, but they will be an artist generation. From them will emerge the next Bill Withers, Toni Morrison, or Bob Dylan, all born during the last crisis, all from an artist generation.
I want to be that.
The history block before ours ended with World War II and began with the Civil War, 80 years prior. The history block before that ended with the Civil War and began with the end of the Revolutionary War, 80 years prior. Every 80 years or so, something big comes along and changes everything. And now, we're at the end of our history block, right in the middle of our crisis. We're in the process of changing our world again. The authors of The Fourth Turning tell us that these crises are like forest fires. Unpleasant, but necessary. They clear the woods for new growth. As we work towards our next high, this crisis will tilt the playing field away from the old and towards the young, they tell us. But the victory is not guaranteed. We will, each of us, need to rise to the occasion during this crisis. We will need to develop and fortify our virtues as we pursue a greener pasture.
The point is here, guys, it's very simple. We are in the fourth turning.
This is a very real reason of why you should not astral travel or lucid dream. Our thoughts create our reality out here in this physical 3D world that we experience. Now in the astral realm, your thoughts still create your reality, but it happens so much faster. It's almost instantaneous. So if you move in a state of fear and move into it in a state of fear, that is where you're going to exist. Places in a dream will represent your state of mind. So whatever state of mind you have when you're going into it, that is the place that you will exist. So if you're in a place of fear, then you will exist. As soon as you project out, you will then be in a place where you are afraid of things. You will manifest things to be afraid of. Also, if you have not faced your own demons, then those demons may be waiting for you because you are moving into the astral realm, which is inside of the subconscious mind. So if you have not faced these demons, then these demons that are within your mind are going to be waiting for you. So address these things first, please, before you try to ask. Yeah, it sounds fun, it sounds cool. Ooh, I'm taking off, I'm zipping around. But this is very real experience. You are experiencing your mind. If you haven't done the work within, then you're going to have to be worked when you go within. So for anyone who is like that, but has a desire to move through that, to work through that, to heal through that, and to then go on to astral traveling and lucid dreaming, I would suggest to first primarily work with your regular dreams. Grab you a dream journal, write down tomorrow's date, expecting to have a dream to write down tomorrow. Write down, I will remember my dreams. Say out loud, I will remember my dreams. When you wake up in the morning, write down your dreams. Start writing your dreams down every single day. Join the Dream Interpretation Masterclass to learn how to understand what your dreams are telling you. That universal language of the mind is more than just dreams. When you go in astral travel, if you want to understand everything that you're looking around at, you have to understand that language. There is no other way to fully understand with 100% clarity and accuracy what you are experiencing when you're astral traveling, when you're doing plant medicine, when you're lucid dreaming without understanding this language. It is vital. Also, be building up your concentration and your willpower, because you are where your attention is. So if you go out and you want to come back, you have to be able to control your attention. If you go out and you want to know where you're going, you have to be able to control your attention. The Keys to Success course teaches you how to build your concentration and build your willpower. I'm not just putting this stuff out here for fun.
The men still don't understand that women are 4 different people every month. And it's not even our fault. If you want to enjoy your life a whole lot more, learn this, because it will change your whole dang life. Women have 4 different personalities because there are 4 weeks in a month and 4 different hormonal changes. One is the follicular, I don't know how to freaking say it. She just got off her period. She's more independent, outgoing. This is where I get an entire month's work done in 7 days. I'm really positive and I'm having the best day ever. Week 2 is ovulation. This is when we are most likely to get pregnant. Also when our body really wants to get pregnant. I also like to be alone more. Maybe that's just me. Week 3, we become a witch of a person. You will do nothing wrong, but I freaking hate you. If you couldn't tell, that is exactly the hormonal week I'm in right now. I want to punch someone in the face for literally no reason. Finally, week 4, you're bleeding, and all you want is cuddles and flowers and chocolates, and you better do it. So the next time you call your girlfriend crazy, don't you freaking dare. Because it's not her fault that her body is 4 different people. Now you know how to track the freaking cycles. You're welcome. Love you.
You heal from your traumas. When you're awakened, you become lonely, because then you start seeing everyone for who they are. You start pinpointing people's traumas. You look at this person and you're like, oh my God, abandonment issues. Oh my God, daddy issues. Oh my God, mommy issues. Oh my God, narcissistic personality. And you start realizing everyone's issues, and you realize that they're not doing anything about it, and they don't even care about doing anything about it. And you don't want to be associated with these people because once you heal, you have strong boundaries. So you become lonely.
I feel like that's where I am at the moment.
But I love it. I'd rather be alone than with the wrong crowd. But at the same time, I have a very small circle, but that circle is so healthy, so loving, so nurturing, so accepting, so warm. It's like it oozes with love. And I never had that before. I have this now. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
This here represents the surface of life. Surface. And we see surfaces, surfaces. And about 300 years ago, scientists, they started wondering what was this wood, and what was this metal, and what was it really? So they start looking into matter. So this side is matter, and this side is mind. Mind and matter. And the scientists, well, they discovered molecules. Deeper they went, and they discovered these atoms. And like I say, they thought that was the smallest particle for a long time. All these things we learn about in school. They went deeper, and they find inside the atoms these little electrons and neutrons and protons. And they went deeper and deeper and deeper, smaller and smaller particles, smaller and smaller particles. They found 4 forces. On a deeper level, the 4 became 3. And on a deeper level, the 3 became 2. And then, about 30 years ago, modern science, quantum physics, discovered the unified field. The unity of all the particles and all the forces of matter, of creation. Not only did they discover the unified field, but they found that everything that is a thing emerges from this field of no thing. Unmanifest it is. Unmanifest. It is no hyphen thing, but all things come from it. Anything that is a thing has emerged from this field of unity. It's oneness. The scientists know this exists, but if they wanted to get there, you can't get there. It's unmanifest. You can't walk into this field. But any one of those scientists could practice a technique, transcendental meditation, which, remember, true happiness is not out there. You're given a mantra, a very specific sound, vibration, thought. Very specific. It needs to be life-supporting at all deeper levels. And that mantra that you're given gives the key that opens the door. The mantra turns the mind within, turns the awareness within, and you naturally dive. Why is it natural? Because each deeper level of mind and each deeper level of intellect has more happiness. And the deeper levels of mind and deeper levels of intellect correspond to deeper levels of matter. At the borderline of intellect, you transcend. Transcend is the key word. It means to go beyond. You're going beyond field of relativity, duality, experiencing oneness. Pure, unbounded, infinite consciousness. This consciousness has qualities: infinite creativity, intelligence, energy, love, power, and bliss. Dynamic peace. Always been there, never had a beginning, it is and it will be forever. Unbounded, infinite, eternal, immutable, immortal consciousness, fullness. Any human being can experience this easily and effortlessly with transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation is just a vehicle to get you here. When you experience this level, you enliven it, and it grows in the individual. All positive, light of unity, all positive. You experience this level, and you enliven it, and this ball of consciousness that you thought was just going to stay the same for the rest of your life starts expanding, and these qualities expand.
Thing is going to prepare you for what you're about to hear.
It said that she got a call stating that I guess somebody poisoned him while he was in the prison.
While he was in prison, they didn't like nobody really close to Dr. Sebi. And back to your thing about him being poisoned, that's 100% accurate. You put together 10 herbs that can cure damn near anything.
I heard he cured like HIV for a famous celebrity.
Yeah.
And did you know that famous celebrity is Magic Johnson? He completely cured him of AIDS by using a simple natural remedy that not many people know about. First component of the remedy is sea moss. It has over 92 minerals that will help to strengthen your immune system and clear mucus from the body. But the real secret is if you pair it with shilajit, which can triple the strength of sea moss, because it has higher quality minerals than any other natural substance on earth. And it can even help to cure inflammation, fix blood issues, and lower inflammation. But of course, the government is banning it because they want to keep you sick and weak. But if you do want to break free from big pharma medicines, check my bio to get raw and organic shilajit.
I find it incredibly kind and well-meaning when people say things like, oh my god, you're so helpful, you helped me grow so much, I would love to be your friend. But those are actually the opposite of the types of friendships I pursue. I do not seek to be useful to people. I have very intentionally cultivated friendships in which the benefit is their joy of being in my presence. These are people who easily execute the goals of their personality with or without me. They don't need me. The need or the love in those relationships comes from the fact that we choose one another and we do not labor one another. People who select you as a friend because you make them feel better or you do some kind of labor for them, they're well-meaning and they usually don't do it on purpose, but they're so draining. And what I've also found in the past is that they never call you up when they don't have a problem. You know, they'll call you 5 days in a row when they're going through it. And then once they recover, they'll go months without communicating with you one-on-one. That would be fine if they were going long periods of time without talking to me, and when they called, they checked in with me. But it's not fine for them to therapize me and then discard when they don't have a need. And I'm sympathetic to people who need tools of growth. I did not go into the fields of counseling. I'm not an educator beyond what I teach online, and I don't have children. It's not my job to reparent people. My friendships are places of spiritual refuge, joy, and if someone happens to need some emotional support, we're all there. But the friendship's not built on a need for emotional labor. Do your own work.
Look, no more buying Gatorade out the store. What's up, y'all? We got natural sea moss Gatorade. Let me show you how to make it. You definitely can taste that sea moss, and you definitely can taste a little bit of salt in it. I give it a 8.5 out of 10. Got the strawberry pieces in there.
Well, go ahead, get it for the people over there. One time that we finna get it poppin', you might as well get it. I don't know about the mic, though. I apologize, though, because it's my show. Either way it go, you can still dance. But it's cool, though. I can see your hand. Matter of fact, I can shake it. We can get it for the people on the pavement. It's really no hatred, but keep dancing. We looking at the crowd.
Sometimes I like to turn on movies that are in Spanish, and then my kids look at me all confused and wonder why they can't understand it. And I say, well, I don't know why, but you're probably just tired and you need to take a nap. And then when they wake up from their nap, I take the same movie and put it in English, and they think that they're all better.
All right, you guys, I love you guys. I appreciate all of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever. Y'all make sure y'all have a good one. Love and light to every last one of you. And thank you for tuning in today. And until the next episode. Bye-bye.